Hey y'all, welcome back to We Seek Summits. We are going to jump right in to an application of spearmint oil. This is what we're doing because spearmint is, in the emotional book, the oil of confident speech. So I want to speak confidently to you about the benefits of spearmint. Here, do you need a hip?
Yeah, I want to get it done here.
Yeah. Things have been crazy these days. I just showered for y'all. A hit of spearmint after the shower in the morning to get you going, to get your mindset. It's an oil for clarity, focus, uplifting. It's bright. It's got a cool sourcing story, but I guess tell us about...
No, let's do the sourcing first.
So spearmint is sourced in India, and carvone, which Dominic will talk about, is one of the most frequently synthesized molecules out there, so it's very hard to find a pure spearmint oil. So doTERRA has found some in India, and it's a really neat crop that they grow there because they're able to squeeze it in between their rice and their wheat crops, and which they make very low income on. It's maybe about $100 annual income on those crops, and it's mostly the women who do the farming there. So they're able to squeeze peppermint in because it's about a 3 to 4 month growing spearmint. Oh my goodness. Spearmint in. They're able to squeeze it in about 3 to 4 month growing period, and they get a much better price on it. It's much less labor intensive than the rice and the wheat. Obviously doTERRA works with them, and it's this great relationship, so we get this great pure essential oil.
Awesome. So why would you, Jesse, use spearmint versus peppermint? Because
that's a good question. Yes.
To me, like, they're mints. Why am I going to grab one over? Now I know on the chemistry side, and I'll explain the difference here shortly, but why would you grab one over the other?
I guess if you don't know much about the chemistry, spearmint is a more mild version. They have actually similar applications, even though the chemistry is very different. So you can use spearmint the same way you would use peppermint in the sense of, if you've got some head tension or for uplifting, great for digestive health. But peppermint can be very warm feeling. It cools the body, but it can feel too warm for some. It can be a little bit too intense. So spearmint is a great option. Also for kiddos, spearmint is a more mild essential oil, and so it's even in the kids, the rescuer and the tamer oils, because it's a really great option for use on kids or anybody with sensitive skin.
Yeah, so that's good. So it's really because of the menthol. So when we talk about peppermint, menthol is way up there, and that's what is that intense kind of property there. Spearmint, very low on menthol. It's kind of like a trace component. And actually what you're getting with spearmint is a bunch of ketone chemistry. Okay. Whereas with peppermint, it was phenolic alcohol chemistry. Otherwise, very similar. You've got, in spearmint, you have monoterpenes, alcohol, sesquiterpenes, oxides. But I want to talk a little bit, and instead of going into these chemistries, is we've talked about chirality before, and carvone, which is a ketone, and limonene, which is a monoterpene, are both very, very high concentration in spearmint. However, they are the left version, the L version of its chirality. So if you think about a mirror image of two molecules, this is one side of the mirror. Where if I go on the ketone side, carvone, if I go to dill, it's the other side of the mirror. And on the limonene, if I go to like orange, lemon, citrus, I get the D-limonene. Now, what does that mean? Well, this is one of these molecules that our body is able to use both chiral forms. However, they do different things in our body, but the way they manifest aromatically is we actually have very strong preferences to one another. So I'm not a big fan of citrus. I love the fruit and I like to drink it, but I don't want it necessarily diffused. To me, it makes me a little agitated.
Interesting. I like it.
Whereas, and Jesse does.
Yeah.
I can get a lot of the same benefits through the mint family. So going to, getting the L-carvone and the L-limonene through spearmint, I actually really enjoy it. And the way it comes off of our nose, with the limonene, for example, D-limonene is very orangey smelling. Well, L-limonene is much more piney, minty, woodsy kind of smelling. So our bodies know, the difference between these chiral forms of these molecules, and they really manifest this preference. Same thing with the carvone. If you want to go D-carvone, you need to go dill. not always available through doTERRA.
Come on, doTERRA, more deal.
I didn't look if there was another source, but they've also found in experiments with animals the same thing. They prefer one to the other. So it's interesting. So this is why certain scents, certain essential oils sit really well with some people and others not. It's because the nose knows.
Yeah. So describe it. How would you describe the smell of spearmint?
Oh my gosh, it's like if you ever grow mint in a pot and then you just get your hands in there and then you just smell it. Or like I like to shake mojitos, and peppermint's great, but if you get sprigs of spearmint. It's way better, and that is the not number one, but one of the great applications for spearmint is cooking.
Cooking, yes.
Whole plant, but even Jessie makes an awesome pea salad with like Parmesan,
fresh peas and Parmesan.
And she uses spearmint oil, because you don't get that menthol, it's not as harsh on the palate, and you get more of that minty goodness.
I would pair peppermint with like our chocolate stuff, so if you're gonna do like brownies or hot chocolate, because you've got those other rich flavors help balance it. Whereas for the majority of our cooking, for the lighter salads and stuff, spearmint for sure. And spearmint, lime, and tangerine are a fantastic combo. So in your diffuser as an uplifting something, or if you're making cocktails or drinks, or ice cream, salads, that's a great combo. Spearmint also I think is a little bit sweeter. So it's a little bit more mild, bright, fresh, but it's a little bit sweeter. And sometimes you can hold peppermint a little bit too close to your nose and kind of but
singe the hairs.
Okay, so cooking, and spearmint is fabulous for helping the digestive system. The carbone in spearmint can even help break down and absorb a lot of the nutrients. We talk about that a lot with enzymes, and we need digestive enzymes, so spearmint can help with that absorption of nutrients. And when we're eating our good food, it doesn't help if we can't absorb it and utilize it.
Yeah.
So spearmint's a great one there.
So definitely to cook with, take internally, and then aromatically, Jessie already mentioned about the confident speech, so we are really delivering to you right now, hopefully. But it also has some activity in your body where it helps remove emotional blocks and can help harmonize in your body. And a good way I think to think of it, going back to the chemistry, is the yellow carbone is very stimulating and activating in our body. Like it gets stuff done, whereas going back to the D-carbone in dill, for example, is very calming to our body. So it actually has different applications, not only in scent and preference, but actually in pathways. Same thing with the limonene, just a little different there. So, very, very cleansing, but also emotionally cleansing, in the sense that I guess the way I think of it is like, those balance scales, is sometimes things just get a little hung up, and maybe you need to kind of grease it and bring it back. Spearmint can help with that. So and you were going exactly where I was going. That's why it's in adaptive.
So it's not in that many blends. We mentioned the 2 kids blends, but it is in the doTERRA's emotional peace, which I was like, oh, I didn't realize it. But it's kind of that, exactly what Dominic was talking about. Peace isn't just like going all day. It's operating from a calm, focused, but energetic state. So we love peace. I forget about it. It kind of smells a little bit like baby powder, but spearmint's in that. And it's an adaptive for that exact same reason, I think, because clarity, focus, calming, but uplifting. I'm just gonna get a little bit more of this while. Okay. We talked about internal, aromatic, topical. You can rub it on the digestion. Oh, we learned a new word. Okay. It is carminative, and we had to go look that up. And what does carminative mean?
It's really gas. So maybe if you're not a big fan of fennel, because sweet fennel can, it's a little off-putting to some.
Yeah.
Go for spearmint.
So you can use spearmint as a carminative.
There you go.
And then drop that in your next conversation.
But also,
so you can rub it on top of it.
Also tension, right? Just like peppermint is phenomenal for tension, so is spearmint. So again, if you're not a fan of that menthol with the peppermint, go spearmint. And And I think that's why it's in the kids stuff. You know,
Yeah.
you still get so many great mint family benefits, but it's toned down in that sense. You know, it has different chemistries, as hopefully we explained.
It's great to support the nervous system as well.
Yeah.
You can calm the nervous system, again, another reason it's an adaptive. And a great breath freshener. So you can add a little drop in water, gargle with it. You can do this, you know, after you brush your teeth, part of your teeth brushing routine, or just when you're out at restaurants. Or you can do this, is my favorite little trick, is just rub the top of your thumb and then
You're good to go.
and you're good to go.
I'm sure it's not
Awakened.
as
Actually, it's a little bit tingly still. Like it's kind of a I'm ready. I mean, this is why they put it in gums and stuff, right? Great for oral health. Okay.
So I had.
Yeah, that's it. Like so many, great cleansing properties. So it's another one that you can clean with. And I really like the combination of spearmint and lavender, because lavender can, lavender's another one of those love it or hate it. It can tend to be a little bit too floral, so balance with spearmint, it makes a really great linen refresh. So I'll use like cheap vodka. Don't buy the good stuff for your linen. Cheap vodka, half water, half vodka, and then spearmint and lavender, and that makes a great just leave-on spray.
Cool.
And cleansing and all that. So
there you go. So hopefully you found that helpful. Let us know how you use spearmint.
Yes, we will keep trying to get these videos done. Trying our best to help support you guys through this time, but life's a little bit crazy. So everybody inhale a little bit of spearmint. Let's support one another. We'll get through this, and we will get to our next oil. Is maybe Dominic's favorite. Wow, no, he's got a few favorites, but he didn't know that this was his favorite.
It's one I'm keen to learn more about, and that's spikenard.
Spikenard. Yeah. So thank y'all so much.